Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ultimate Channel CK with me, Dr. Lewis Muchile, and I would like to talk about lactic acid. Now, some of these products or compounds that we talk about exist in our bodies naturally, and some of them we source them from diet or artificially or synthetically. Now, so don't get tired of us bombarding you with these words all the time. We want you to understand that once you have a problem, possibly with your gut, with your urinary tract, and all this, you can even understand where you can start handling this from. Remember, this lactic acid is a good component that maintains the pH of both the vagina and the gut. And for me, as my opinion, once you've maintained the pH of the gut, then all other pH in the body will be in order. Therefore, today I'm going to talk about lactic acid and its benefits. Okay. So, what is lactic acid? Lactic acid is a bacterial exudate. Is like a waste product of bacteria. So, once bacteria feed and they partake fermentation, they give you this lactic acid as a waste product. So, this lactic acid has several functions in the body. And function number one is it aids in your digestion. So how? Remember, your stomach pH is supposed to be acidic. Okay, we've talked about that, and we say that your stomach pH is supposed to be highly acidic or as low as possible, so that it can aid you in digesting protein and production of pepsin from the pancreas. And therefore, lactic acid, as a natural source from bacteria, will help you maintain this. Now remember, in your stomach, we have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria. Good bacteria are the ones that control or balance the ratio between bad bacteria that will cause you harm, and also, so if the good bacteria, the level of good bacteria goes down, that means the bad bacteria will go up, and that will bring problems in your digestion and your absorption of food. So it aids in digestion. Number two is a pH stabilizer, an obvious one. Remember, it's an acid, so it's an acidifier. Lowers the pH of the stomach to a level that is 1 to 3. The pH is at 1 to 3, and therefore helps you maintain and stabilize the environment of the stomach. Number three, supports gut bacteria. These are the good bacteria. Remember, apart from it supporting good bacteria, there's a point here that I said kills bacteria. So apart from it supporting good bacteria, it also kills bad bacteria, because once you raise the good bacteria, that means there will be high competition for food and substances in the stomach. And since the good bacteria are highest in concentration, that means the bad bacteria will suffer and they will die. So you don't have these stomach upsets. So support good bacteria and kill bad bacteria are like one point. Then supports a leaky gut. Remember, we said consumption of wheat products and seed oils which are highly inflammatory. They poke or they make holes into your gut, and this results in protein allergies later in life. Now, once you have this leaky gut, it causes an overreaction of the immune system. So this lactic acid and this bacteria that produce this lactic acid, which is lactobacillus, are the ones that will support this leaky gut and help you heal out of that leaky gut. But they cannot work if at all you keep on messing your stomach with sugars, alcohol, smoking, and simple sugars. Okay, so they have to work hand in hand. Then immune support. Remember, your first line immunity, apart from the skin, because the skin protects you from bacteria that will get into your system and mess you up, we have hydrochloric acid in the stomach, which is also another first line immunity defense mechanism for you. So if this is high, that means the stomach pH is low. When the stomach pH is low, that means every bacteria that comes out into the stomach through food, through water, and all these components that we consume will be checked, because this one kills the bad bacteria again. Then it increases metabolism. So of course, once you have a fixed pH, you'll have all this bile coming out, all these pancreatic juice and digestive juices coming out, and that means you will aid in digestion. Again, you will activate the thyroid gland to produce T3 and T4. These are thyroid hormones that are responsible for your metabolism. That means you will lose weight. Okay, So it's a small part, but you can utilize it to lose weight. And then it increases mood and anxiety. How? Simple. The stomach has its own nervous system called enteric nervous system. This enteric nervous system is part of the autonomic nervous system. Okay? And this autonomic nervous system is the one that controls digestion, controls sleep and wakefulness cycles, and also controls mood. So once you mess up your stomach pH, or once you are deficient in lactic acid, so if you consume lactic acid, or if you have your gut bacteria fixed and fermentation is happening and you're eating lactic acid, that means your mood will be fixed, because there's a direct relationship between your stomach or your gut and your brain. Okay? Yeah. So once you fix this, and you fix your mood disorders, and also, apart from mood disorders, that means also anxiety will go down, so you'll not experience anxiety. Again, remember, in your stomach is where you absorb proteins and amino acids. These amino acids are the ones that form a hormone or a neurotransmitter called serotonin. And serotonin is the hormone that controls sleep, controls mood, and that's why when you have problems with mood, you're given serotonin receptor inhibitors. Those are drugs. So don't wait until you come to drugs. You can fix your serotonin through your diet and your gut probiotics. Then, where do we get this lactic acid now? Because now we've talked about its functions, and where do we source it? It's simple. Previously, we prepared a video about sauerkraut, the fermented cabbage. That is the highest, among the highest foods. Also kimchi, the one from the Japanese. Those are the foods that have high content of lactic acid, and those are the foods that will sort your gut problem. So if you're experiencing indigestion, bloating, passing gas, you can get this from sauerkraut. But remember, if you have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, do not utilize this, because the small intestine is where we are not supposed to have more bacteria for digestion and more fermentation, because this is where digestion happens and where absorption happens. So once there is bacteria in the small intestines, that is what we call SIBO. You experience this bloating. So once you add sauerkraut to this gut that has SIBO already, then it will worsen. So unless you have SIBO and you've been diagnosed with SIBO, then you can avoid the use of sauerkraut. But all other people should utilize sauerkraut and lactic acid. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next.